They can hear me, and they can hear you.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome, folks, to episode 201 of the HAC JAC Show. And as you see on the thumbnail, tonight we will be talking nothing but Dragon Ball Daima. We have a lot to catch up on since we last talked about the show, but hopefully from here on out, we'll be able to talk about at least one episode every week, follow along the adventure of not Kid Goku, but how he's. You know what, Jack? I just realized, what would they call this version of Goku? Just Daima Goku?
Um, from the Sparking game, they call it Mini Goku, but really, I don't know. It could still technically be Kid Goku.
We'll call him Mini Goku because he's technically not a kid. Though he still acts
True.
like, the way he acts, you kind of forget that is. Oh, that's right, he's an adult. The adventures of Mini Goku and his mini friends, they travel through the demon world trying to rescue poor baby Dende and restore to their proper age. And all of that will be coming very soon as we'll dive into episodes 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we are all catch up on to date, and so do look forward to that. But before we do, also hello Johnny, I see you there. I'm not gonna call Goku a monkey on purpose. This phrase is DEI book. But before we do, have something special that I want to do for y'all, a performance, if you will. And Jack, you should be able to hear it to the Discord call. If not, I would recommend heading to the live stream so you can hear the full accompaniment, as I have been preparing you folks a special performance of the opening thing of Daima entitled Jakajan. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. And it will be a special it will be a special and I'll be playing my saxophone along with a special piano accompaniment that comes from a YouTube channel called, and I want to say them correctly, Piano Gumi, and they have a very easy to understand and easy to read piano accompaniment for Jakajan. So in the meantime, let me go ahead and get my instrument ready, and until then, proper introductions. I'm the generally beautiful and moronic hack.
And I am your favorite VTuber, Jack. So while he's getting things ready, we have a lot to talk about. If I'm correct, when it comes to, let me double check the name for the Daima opening. Because what I was interested in is that I swear somewhere along the lines let me see. It is. It's very interesting the fact that this song, like, and I thought I knew exactly where it came from. The song is produced by Yukinojo Mori, and the music, which I was like very kind of like, there's a style to certain these things, is by Zed and Keen, or apparently also known as CNK. I am very surprised the fact that Zed, of all people, help produce this song, and the fact that for those that don't know Zed, basically he made one of the big top songs, probably in mid 2010s. Yeah, I think it was mid 2010s. It was named Clarity. Yeah, yeah. So if you ever look it up, Zed Clarity, and if you have heard, it was all over the radio for a good while. It was all over the radio for a good while.
But you know who
Definitely something you
deserves to
should go
be
to.
on the radio, Jack?
What? Your performance?
I do. And I just realized something as I was
Mm-hmm.
assembling my instrument together. I don't know where I put my uh my the thing to hang around my neck so I can properly carry it. Oh, found it. Oh man. I love my saxophone, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of jealous. All the other instruments, just you could just hold it with your hands, with your strength. But with the saxophone, I gotta have, as Johnny says, I gotta have a strap. I almost said another word, but I'm not gonna say
The strap.
it.
The Yapape strap.
I
Oh wait,
gotta
hold on.
take down my headphones for a brief second.
Hold on. I got you. Where is my Yapape strap? Where is it? Oh no, did I actually take it away? Oh no, I didn't.
Give me Yapapai Indian punishment strap #1.
Damn right.
There you go. All right, now I've assembled my instruments. And first,
Assemble
and
all 5 pieces of the.
Master Emerald.
I was gonna say the master saxophone.
All right. So,
Exodia, augmentate.
but speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I had a funny moment over the weekend. I was eating at a new pizza place that was at open around my neighborhood, and I kid you
Mm-hmm.
not, um, as I was eating, I heard the opening like notes of the Yu-Gi-Oh theme, and I turned my head like a dog to the TV, as if like who's playing Yu-Gi-Oh at at this hour. And guess what it was?
What?
It was an ad for Tubi. Tubi was
Oh.
literally advertising, "Hey, you can watch the original Yu-Gi-Oh through our streaming service."
Damn.
And the cherry on top was
Mm-hmm.
this was on, I kid you not, this was on the NFL network. So Tubi is getting ad space on the NFL and being like, there's gotta be one person watching who likes Yu-Gi-Oh. So put it on. And I would say football for everyone who's not American. I mean American football, not the soccer. Before you get all anal about it.
Johnny.
That's mostly for Johnny. All right,
Mostly.
Marshley. All right, I have my instrument ready. I put in some time to practice this. Of course, anything could happen. So, but I will play the whole thing in full. John, I may be disgraced now, but this performance, I might change your opinion. And so, oh, I should ask, Jack, was my instrument coming clearly on your end?
Very clearly, actually.
All right. And again, I will be playing this with a piano accompaniment that was made by the YouTube channel Piano Gumi, spelled Gumi. So I want to thank them for making this arrangement of Jakajan. So yes, John. I'm gonna play my French mouth organ because the saxophone was made by a Frenchman. All right, and without further ado, here is my performance of Jakajan. Let me start over. I was not ready. I can do one retry. There we go. So, all right. Here we go. And there you go, folks. My arrangement, performance of Jaka John. Oh, thank you, Jack. Thank you. I'm glad that I'm able to play it all through. It is a little trickier than you would think. But otherwise, I'll put my instrument aside. Da-da-da-da. And I am ready to talk some Dragon Ball. Alright.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm stretching right now. You gotta properly stretch when you're gonna talk about Dragon Ball. It's some real heavy stuff, man.
Yeah, I'm about to shoot a key blast through the internet.
Johnny comments, Johnny, you're still a disgrace, but no, that has nothing to do with your fine musical abilities. Yeah, I'll take it, Johnny. Thank you. All right. So where we last left off our review of Dragon Ball, I put my ass on stream, metaphorically speaking, by not knowing that episode 4 was out when I was on episode 3. But that has been amended. I am now caught up to date with as of this live stream, episode 7. And so I am able to talk about everything that has happened thus far in the show. So, yes, Jack?
I just checked. I do got some bad news.
Don't tell me episode 8 just dropped.
Episode 8 was out for a few days. I remember now.
Not where I found it. Not what I'm using. So if it's not there and it's not on Netflix, it's not out. Shut up.
Well, I don't know how I'm getting it before it's out then.
Good God. Wow, even the alternative websites don't even have it. Well, am I supposed to learn Japanese? Is that how it's supposed to be?
Yes, I am very fluent in Japanese. No, apparently the next episode's coming out in 3 days. So episode 9's coming out in 3 days.
My God. Well, I just can't win then. I just can't win, Jack. Like I can't use the official release. I can't use the alternative release. I can't use the actual release. What am I supposed to do then? Look for another that's the answer, isn't it? It's not enough to find an alternative. You have to find an alternative to the alternative.
You gotta find the alternative that's up to date.
My God. All right, then we are not up to date. This will only cover episodes 4 through 7. Better to be one episode behind then. We'll just have to catch up on the next episode of the show. So thank you, Jack, for that news. All right.
Damn, don't shoot the messenger.
No, I'm not going to shoot the messenger. I'm just going to say that using alternative websites is just as useless as the official release. So why bother watching anything?
It's a bit iffy, to be honest. Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna cope and say that my alternative site is not up to date because they're taking their time translating it really well. That's my cope. You have a poor translation. All right, yours say Buddha
Yeah, I got
instead of
the
instead of Boma.
Funimation. I got the Funimation Dragon Maid
ex, ex,
of dubbing.
no, you got the little green dove. All the Namekians are little greens. Also, ghetto. All right. So that aside, let's actually go properly into the show, and we will start with where we last left off. And actually, I don't think I asked this when we started doing this, but Jack, do you like the new opening theme for Dragon Ball Daima, Jaka-jan?
Oh yeah, I was like the first time I heard it, I was very surprised by like as I said before, I was surprised by the people that composed and like did the music because I didn't expect an English producer to be in that. Maybe it's just like me being stuck in like some ways of like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna expect any person that I know because of America, Japan, different artists and stuff. But no, and the blend of electronic with what they have was actually like it felt nostalgic,
You know it.
very nostalgic.
You know what? I think I know why. Because it carries a lot of that energy uh, from the first Dragon Ball show. You know, but obviously very different style. Because the what's that? What's that? First theme called? Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
Oh, I forgot.
Something adventure. Maha. I think it's called in English. I think it's called Magical Adventure. So and you know it's a great theme, not just of its time but still today. And so with Daima, I think it carries that type of very repetitive but memorable melody for this fun adventure that we're going to have. Thank you, Ghetto. He the correct name of the original theme is called Makafushigi Adventure. So, and yeah, I'm with you too. And in fact, you know what that song reminds me of mostly?
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of the. You remember the theme song that was made for Sonic Mania?
Yes, that's the reason why I was even thinking about that right now.
Yeah, everybody hear that song? It's actually pretty hard for me to separate what is the Sonic Mania theme and what is Jaka-jan.
They both start with the same da 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 da.
Very much so. Which I come to learn is just two notes going back and forth.
Yep.
On opposite ends of the scale, I should say. So that's actually pretty hard to do on a saxophone. That's who really work on that. So now on to the proper. So episode 4. And of course, I would encourage everyone, Jack, in the chat to correct me because I'm going based off memory here. So episode 4 obviously picks up where episode 3 ends with the crew finding that their plane has been stolen, and so they need to find alternative means of traveling. And in doing so. And in doing so, we come upon a I don't want to say our antagonists because they're not our primary antagonists. I guess you could say we come across our new, what's the Power Ranger term? Our jobbers. No. These are wrestling terms. We come across our jobbers for the next few episodes, and that being those guardsmen. If you I'll forget their names, but you know who I'm talking about, right, Jack?
The Ganda something.
yeah, it's a very the Gamma Rulu or something.
No, it was Gamaries.
Something like that, and I'll make sure I'll pick up the Dragon Ball Daima wiki on me so that I can say these things properly. Oh,
Gandamarie.
yeah, the Gandamarie. Yeah, we're introduced to him, our new foot soldier antagonist for the show. And if I'm correct, they directly work for the Demon King. So for Goma, correct?
Correct.
That's right. And they essentially what their primary purpose is to collect offerings from the villages from all the villages of the third demon world. So they're basically tax soldiers and soldiers cross tax collectors.
They're the British.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because they wear red. They wear red and they tax the people to death.
Exactly, and they stop any type of dissonance. I say. So we're introduced to them, and not only that, as we get a fun little scene that now I understand what you're talking about. How it's kind of like going to a RPG shop where the characters stop by an inn, and Goku ends up getting all these different bugs with these literally different status effects, which I thought that was both funny and pretty neat. So that we have our sensu beans for the show without actually being sensu beans.
I do like that. Like they really go into the kid side of Goku, his inner child, which now it's outer as well. Because the fact he looks at the bugs and then whenever they're explaining to him how the bugs work, he's like, "Oh my god, Claudio, can I get some? Can I get some?" I don't know. I kind of like that little aspect about him. Just the childish, "Can I have something, please? Can I have the candy?"
Now, now I don't want just to be really in the plot, but kind of saying what happens so that I kind of remember what happens. So, as our characters first encounter the Gendarmerie, we are also introduced to what I believe our final companion on this adventure, and that being the young as we learn in episode 5, the young demon princess Pansy, who also is a prodigy mechanic of her own right. Looks like Goku's 2 for 2 for meeting wealthy young women who know how to work machines.
And that they're all both named under undergarments.
What are the odds?
Yep.
What are the odds? So we meet Pansy, who's trying to fight up again, take on against the Gendarmerie, but of course she is just a young girl with a bunch of gadgets that kind of work, and so Goku steps in, defeats the Gendarmerie, and inadvertently helps save our demon princess. And of course, recognizing his strength and wanting to be a part of their team, she joins she ends up not joining yet, but she ends up taking Glorio, Shin, and Goku to meet her father, who is the king of the third demon world, known as, and if I can remember, what is the king's name? Kadan. Thank you, Jack.
You're welcome.
King Kadan, and from there, that's where we reach to episode 5. So before talking episode 5, is there anything you want to mention about episode 4 that I have not touched upon?
Not really. I mean, there are some fun. I mean, like most of the times we're gonna be discussing the major plot points, which could skip over some scenes in 4, 5, 6, and 7 as we go along through our conversations. I will give an honorable mention to the scene where they ended up riding a giant, what I would consider like a giant dandelion fluff over a chasm.
Oh, that's right. They did. You know, I was kind of reminded of. At first, I thought how that C was gonna go was that they're gonna be traveling like mercenary Tao slash Tao Pai Pai. I thought that they were gonna be traveling like that. Just a little blotch of pillar in the air and like, all right, time to surf up. But no, they went with something different, which I thought was. I do like how Shin, he was like for a brief moment he was enjoying the sensation of flying through the air, only for it to only for it to quickly go pass down as they go into a crash landing.
Yeah.
I do wonder if that was that. I do wonder if I forget. Did that old man actually? Was that supposed to be an actual way to travel, or is that just a fun thing that I guess the demon residents can do while they're at the inn? I wasn't quite sure on that.
Both. Both.
They didn't even give them any parachutes. I guess they assumed they could fly. It's like they'll be all right.
They're all durable.
Yeah, I mean, I guess kind of. I guess so.
If a grown demon man can take a punch from Goku and live, they're durable.
Very much so. So, oh, I also want kind of highlight so far because this becomes more relevant within the next few episodes that uh that though this is a more lighthearted adventure, we still get our cool action moments. And Jack, I'm in love with the fact that we're finally away from the way how the choreography is done in Z and Super, and we can actually see Goku like properly use kung fu. Now, granted, we did having actually fluid, good looking fights did come back within the recent movies. So I'm not gonna ignore that. But as far as in a TV show where Goku's first instinct is not to go Super Saiyan, and him being acrobatic and honestly just kind of showing off and only being serious when it's appropriate to get serious in a fight, I very much enjoy that, and I hope that stays throughout the whole show. Last thing I want is as it goes along, all that old habits of the way Z and Super handles action start to creep up, and then it just becomes all right. Let's loop these like 3 or 4 different fighting animations back to back and call it an action scene.
Yeah, like I very much love the choreography when it comes to all this, the fighting. Um, I know this has been like a problem since the first release of Daima, like the first episode, where I see comments flooded with mostly people that only love Z and Super and that's it. Where they're just like, "Oh, I don't like the pacing. It's too boring. They haven't gone anywhere." Like it's obviously pretty much like an homage to the original Dragon Ball, where it was basically an adventure. The fights, I can actually see, like, yeah, it's cool to think of the idea of like, oh my god, they're going so fast that we can't even see what they're doing. But sometimes, I mean, I like to have a more slow paced fight where you can see the actual movements creep up and kind of give these characters some time to think between their movements. Because especially, I'm pretty sure, like, if things keep up with the choreography as it is now, they can have of course there won't be like inner monologues, but you will be able to at least kind of see that they're thinking about doing a certain move for a certain opening. So yeah, it's definitely something I'm gonna like. Liking Super is like having an OnlyFans link in your bio. Your opinion is instantly disregarded. Yeah,
And like, and regarding Super Case, Super's action didn't get really good until the final arc, and that's only because they intentionally wrote a scenario in which they couldn't just fly anywhere and had to be grounded.
Yep.
And here's this, and
But
here,
even then, I feel like even with air combat, uh, at least with Daima, it's pretty interesting.
I do notice that when something wrong happens, you know, in any normal circumstance, Goku and or even Shin, they could easily, if this was on Earth, resolve that situation no problem. But because there's so many physical limitations uh, that the characters are set in, besides just the reverse aging and the different atmosphere and just the different environment of Daima, I it, essentially Toriyama and whoever else is helping it was writing this, they put the characters in a situation where, like, all right, we can't just resolve things how it was done in Z and Super, so we actually need to be creative with the limitations the show has established in order to create tension and conflict for our characters and for the adventure, which I do very much appreciate that they bothered to do that, and then so we can enjoy this ride slowly. And I'm going to assume that near the end, or when everyone is back to their old age, I will kind of see it as like, all right, the characters have solved the problem, and as a reward, you as the viewer get to see them, have their DBZ fight as a reward in the end. If to me, if they do that, I'm fine with that, because it's like a reward, because you do see, as within these first 7 episodes, that that Goku is handicapped, and so and as a viewer, Goku's capable so much more, but he has to fight with the cars that he has available. And I do like it that as we go along this journey, he's able to more and more get back to the power level that he usually is at, and that will be kind of seen as like how far, as Goku grows in power, the stakes will get bigger. I'm hoping that they do that as a way to stage the conflicts as the show goes on, so that by the end, like as I said, Goku's at full power, he's a full adult, and we get to have that rush of release to finally see, like, yeah, get him, Goku, because the main villains so far, there really are no threat. They just put our characters in massive handicap. So is all of that sweet reward. Like, all right, we're gonna struggle, but by the end, your ass is gonna get kicked, and it's gonna feel so good when we get there.
Yeah, exactly.
Ghetto asks, no, it's already speculated, but you believe we'll get a new transformation? I don't want to think so, just due to the fact that there's no well, I mean, they could always write it in, but I don't think it would be smart for Goku to reach a transformation, especially since the show canonically takes place right after the Buu Saga and before Battle of Gods. It'll make no sense. Now, if another character achieves transformation, I don't mind that, just not for Goku. Every new entry in this franchise gives us another transformation and another set of Dragon Balls. That is true. We do have now the Daima Dragon Balls. Johnny is saying, can we please canonize Super Saiyan 4? Which I realize now, you know what? This would be the perfect show to do that. To canonize Super Saiyan 4.
But then, like, how would they...
Oh,
like, that's the thing, like, how would they even, like, fit that into, like, after Battle of Gods? Or not after, but, like, once when it gets to Battle of Gods.
You don't. Which is why I'm hoping that they don't introduce a new transformation. Or if they do, it's like some weird transformation that's for a specific scenario. Like I can imagine somehow Goku gets infused with some malevolent demonic energy, and I just realized this in this show you could potentially get a Majin Goku.
I can't wait for Demon King Goku.
That actually would be pretty cool. If somehow Goku gets the demonic energy somehow, and his pure goodness is what fights it off in the end.
Now, I can't wait for the hint of the new fusion. That's what I'm waiting for.
Oh, that's right. And Ghetto brings it up too that there's a fusion ability with the bugs, and that actually would be where the new transformation is. It would just be another fusion. You have Patara fusion, fusion dance. Now we're gonna have the bug fusion. We might get like a. That'll be funny. Unless they go with a new name, I'll be funny if they end up getting a mini Gogeta or a mini Vegito.
What if they
Assume
what would be a different name? What would be the different name?
I you know what? I'll wait till we reach that part, because whatever it is gonna be more better than what we think of.
Viku.
Viku?
Viku.
Viku. That could work. Sonjita.
Sonjita. Oh, I like that.
Well, anyway, you can speculate all you want, but going back to what we actually know from these episodes, we'll move on to episode.
Viku is fat Gogeta. Vegerot makes it stupid. Make it stupid.
I'm Vegerot Maxi.
Vegerot Max. No.
So I think episode 4 was a fun episode. Introduced Pansy and the Jerp. Oh my gosh, I see their names. Hold on, the Jerp, the Redcoats. There you go.
Gendamori.
They get.
Oh yeah, we could call them Redcoats.
No, we'll call them what they probably are. Which funny enough, I try to hear that's what they're called in the Japanese, but or they say it so fast, or I can't hear, or I don't notice them saying that. Gendamori. All right, on to episode 5, where, as I mentioned, where Princess Pansy takes our group of heroes to her father Kadan at his castle, and here is just another progress for the adventure with not only getting a new ship to continue their travels, but as well I forget his name, but that little messenger demon, he is sent to Earth in order to relay a message to the rest of the gang who will be joining us in a bit. Hibis, that's his name. Hibis. Hibis?
Yep. I just looked it up right now. Well, not looked it up, but I'm looking at the scene right now. And he says, "Oi, Hibis."
I thought it'd be hibis, like hibiscus, but okay, hibis.
Hibiscus.
That was pronounced hibiscus.
I heard it as hibiscus.
I'll have to put a pin on that. We have to put a pin on that. In any case, so Hibis goes in to retrieve the remaining gang back on Earth, and Goku, Shin, Glorio have a new ship, but I forget. Can you tell me? Did Goku just let Pansy join their crew, or did she, or did they make a deal? I forget.
He pretty much let her after she sales pitched her way through. Basically, like, yeah, they're gonna need a mechanic to fix this ship, and I'm the only one that can do it.
That's
like, yeah,
true.
You know what?
That's true. Yeah. And we got our. You know what? If we look at it from an RPG perspective, let's see. We got Goku as
Gloria.
Oh, God dang it, Ghetto. I find it weird. Goku has a hard time pronouncing Glorio.
It's because the L.
Ah,
Um,
of course, yes. Never
yeah.
that never was an issue with Bulma or Kuririn.
Buruma. They go with the R's. Buruma. Kuririn. You gotta think of it in the terms of Japanese, not the English.
Oh, I know. It's just funny to think about. Which means the joke probably won't work as well in English. Any case, what was the thing? I was trying to think. If you look at their characters so far as RPG archetypes, is it we think say Goku's the monk, like it was like think Final Fantasy. You think Goku would be the monk or the fighter?
Yeah, the DPS.
Yep. Glorio, what would he be?
I mean, to be honest, it's literally just level 20s with a level 80 in their team.
That's true. Goku's carrying the whole team. We can make Shin a white mage. Why not? And
But also, I mean, let's kind of backtrack a little bit because I wanted to really like talk about the
Hmm.
fight that he took to kind of prove that he is the person that beat Majin Buu and is strong enough.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. You're absolutely correct. When Kadan, he wanted to see he wanted to challenge Goku's strength, and so Goku fought his entire guard, or at least the guards you were training in the castle. That was a fun scene. I do enjoy the I do enjoy area fight so far has been very fun to watch.
I love that how this fight, the way this guy was like, you know what, just so they don't go easy on a kid. You fight him, and if you win, you'll get a raise. And everyone's just like, all right, let me beat up this child.
Good, great incentive. He's a good boss. And he proceeds to beat the really crap of all of his guards until the last guy standing, which he just gives up. It's like the raise is not worth it.
But also, this is where we got the glimpse of, yeah, if I'm correct, this is where we got the, not the glimpse, but this is where we got him kind of going in and out of Super Saiyan whenever he chooses. Like he's getting more control over it.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. And and I'll be excited once. Oh man, it'll be so cool to finally see Goku use um, I, what's it called? I know it's not technically called the power pole. What's the
It is.
actual name of it's called?
Oh,
The
for the Japanese translation.
Yeah, I don't know why I want to call it the Daijobu when that's not what that is.
Daijoubu.
Daijobu. The Nuembo. Thank you, Gero. Nuembo. Uh, also
Noibo.
Noimbo.
There is no N. There's Noibo.
Noibo. I thought it was pronounced Noimbo.
Noibo. It's like nya.
Yeah.
Noibo.
Yeah.
Noibo.
Yeah.
Noibo.
The power pole. Noibo.
The Noibo. Or as
Noibo.
one can say, the drying rack.
That's right. That's a funny moment. Also, Doug was on. He brings information. He's on the chat. He says that for hibiscus or hibiscus, or hibiscus, they're both correct pronunciations in American English. So there you go.
See.
All right. Back on topic. I am excited to. It is cool to see Goku use Nuevo in his Super Saiyan form, because it's just cool to see what is basically modern Goku use the stuff that he did back in old Dragon Ball. Because one Z, and like after basically the Saiyan saga, all of that stuff in Dragon Ball just kind of went away, and we never saw Kintun or Nuevo ever again. Well, no, I lie. You do. Kintu does come back, but not in any meaningful way. Ghetto calls it the "we are so backstick." So, uh, let's see. Now as the episode's through, we do there is some moments, and it will be more review in episode 7. But we do these moments that Shin does not really trust Glorio, and so we get these little shots of Shin kind of looking at Glorio's like, I'm watching you. You know, I mean, I don't trust you. There's something about this guy. There's something about him that Sim just can't put his finger on. And we do, and surprisingly, 7 episodes in, we do get a reason why not to really trust the guy, at least for now. But again, we'll reach there when we'll talk about each episode 7. I do love because the show, puts the humor front and center. It's supposed to be a humorous comedic show. That as soon as the characters get a brand new ship, and they start flying for a little bit, and they're already about to crash. All because Panze put in just a bit too much stuff in the ship. The makes you wonder how much stuff she brought in if the plane is already about to crash less than 30 minutes in the air.
It's like if you ever have a significant other, like a girlfriend that is really into squishmallows, and all they brought was, and like you go into their room and they have like 3 corners filled with squishmallows and their beds filled with plushies. That's basically all the things she brought, which was a bunch of knickknacks and plushies, and they just stuffed it in the back cargo.
Women. You gotta bring so much. You know what? You know what's funny? Okay, I love my mother, but I still don't know why she did this. So you know how women have a fascination with decorative pillows.
Yeah.
I'm fine with decorative pillows in the bedroom. I find that annoying. And the living room on the sofa, those are fine. You know where I don't like decorative pillows on?
On the bed.
No, that's fine. It's annoying, but it's fine. No, decorative pillows on the breakfast table.
Breakfast table? Why on the breakfast table? Why?
Now, Jack. You've been to my home. You remember what our breakfast table looks like, and we basically have like this bench. Or we have this countertop that also works as a bench that is next to the table, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my mother got tired of seeing the old kind of cushion pad, so she got a new one, which like, all right, that's fine. But she didn't stop there. No. She got a new cushion pad that was thinner and add in decorative pillows on the bench where people sit to eat breakfast. And the pillows are about the size as sofa pillows. It is not comfortable at all. And in my back of my head, I'm like, why? It's like, do you hate seeing all these things so much that you need extra pillows on near the breakfast table? And so that's just another, is one of those baffling things where like, why does it's first world problems, but it's annoying first world problems. Just yeah. That was bad with on the bed and the sofas, but on the breakfast table, on the bench, women just want to put pillows everywhere. You know why, right? It's
Why?
So they have a weapon anywhere they are in the house. It's emergency pillows. Anyways, stupid jokes aside, so our crew crashes again, thanks to Pansy's hoard of luggage, and that's how the episode ends. And now we come into episode 6. And go ahead, Jack. Why don't you go ahead and start relaying folks what happens in episode 6?
All right. So in episode 6, uh, this is actually where they made the one thing I was talking about kind of canon when it came to. I am skipping a few things, but it was just the one thing I wanted to really talk about is the part that they made canon, where Shin comes from, or how the Glind are born, which they're basically born from a tree. They
Mm-hmm.
are, in fact, born from a tree.
They're like the Kokori from
That
Zelda.
so like they took their time to canonize it. They got it from a manga, or what was it? Not a manga. It was like a magazine where it was just like a small interview, and they finally said, "Yep, this is true. They come from trees." And we also get a little bit into some information about the how the third demon world kind of works, compared to the other demon worlds. The third demon world, you're basically treated like low class citizens,
The caste
very
system.
low class.
Yep.
It is a big caste system. Everyone in the third demon world must have on a collar, and apparently with that collar, we'll learn a little bit later on, you can be tracked down pretty easily. It has its own tracking device of sorts.
And it's how I got it. The Gendarmerie. That's pretty much how they keep track of everyone. Is because they are given the authority to use to abuse the collars as they see fit, whether it's to track any type of fugitives or to coerce the demon citizens into anything they want them to do.
Yep. So in this episode, we are in the aftermath of them crashing. They're kind of like not sure what to do. They're about to start fixing some things, or at least Pansy is about to start fixing, when the Gendarmerie, the red shirts, the red coats, however you want to say, come out in a very inopportune time, but also at the same time opportune because this was when Goku decided he needed to really use the restroom.
And proceeds to take the longest whiz behind the bush.
No, no, he was going number 2 on this one.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh, and he was given the toilet paper, and we had that joke set up. We'll go to that later. But it was a very a convenient pooping.
Yeah, very convenient to where the others, the other part, the others in the group, they were being questioned of why, what were they doing, why were they there, and they ended up, of course, getting, thankfully, out of it unscathed for now. And of course, that is where they start talking about the how the Glen are born, and basically how technically like relationships are when it comes to like familiar relationships, family relationships with the Glen.
Oh, that's
So
right.
like if you're born in the same tree, you're technically brothers and sisters.
And I believe he said that like Kabuto was born in different trees, so they're like cousins, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least we can imply that. So it so and I think who was it that brought I think who was it that that brought up of like how I guess how the Glen kind of present themselves. So there's truly no male or female. Though it does. So I guess it makes me wonder what makes the Glen choose to present themselves as more male or more female attributes, which I find is interesting.
True, and I mean in a way, it makes sense because, like, I mean, they're fruit.
Basically, they're living tree people. You know, they're not mammals, but but but, but still doesn't make sense why Doctor Adamasu has a pair of milk on her chest.
I mean,
Man, that's
see, like that's the thing.
that's
We
where
don't question that.
that's where all the nectar goes.
We don't question that. Uh, let's just say, like, yeah, you're
That's just how she expressed herself. She wants to be seen. She wants to be seen as an evil scientist lady, and by God, she's gonna play the part. She'll put
do you think
she'll put on them heels.
do you think it's like the press of a button where they could just like, "Whoop, whoop, whoop"?
They have not shown if they have the ability to shapeshift. It could be just who or or you know what it could be.
What?
It could be that maybe Dr. Arinsu, maybe she did something to herself to appear more feminine, and she wasn't actually like that to begin with. That could be something, because if it is a genderless species, then they will pretty much all look the same, like Namekians.
True.
Yeah, with like variations in color and height and all of that, but not significant differences where they have literally different body parts. Again, this is more speculation, and it'll probably never be touched upon. You just have to accept that, like the Smurfs, they just so happen to have a female version, a female of their kind, and well, at least the Smurfs, they actually bothered to give a reason why Smurfette exists, because she was created by Garnadel. What's his
Gargamel?
Gargamel? Thank you, Gargamel is Smurfette, so that's why she exists. So who knows? Maybe Dr. Arinsu, and of course, what's the brother's name again? The one working under Judas. Not Judas.
Judas, no.
Goma.
Degesu.
Degesu.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Degesu.
that's his name.
Degesu.
Yeah, no doubt we'll probably get more information as it goes on, or we may not, and those questions will have to be answered by the fans, and I'm sure in numerous YouTube videos. Oh,
He was trapped in the hyperbolic time chamber for 1 billion years.
Yeah, I just realized with Daima being released, all the people who got big making Dragon Ball Super content, they are excited to be finally doing like report on episodes again, and not have to do essentially fan fiction.
This is a slightly off topic, on topic thing, but the joke I made just reminded me. I recently started reading a fan manga. I think it's doujinshi, right?
Yes,
Technically.
Dojin, yeah.
Yeah, doujin, where it was basically a doujin for Dragon Ball Super. I mainly got not hooked on it, but the reason why I wanted to start it was because of the fact that in this one, Vegeta ends up visiting Planet Sadala and Universe 6.
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh, I want to see this." So I think that's like in the middle of like the whole of the ongoing series right now. But that first episode or that first volume, oh, it's just like I like the art. Don't get me wrong, I like the art.
It's the writing.
But then, yeah, it gets a little over the top. Like you can definitely tell some of these villains would technically come from like those Super Saiyan 2000, Super Saiyan 20 billion, Frieza, multicolored Frieza, things like that. Where it's just
Obelisk Frieza.
it's just like a very, very overly complicated design for these characters. Because in this one, the way they made it is that, uh, yeah, Goku brought back the people from the universe. Like, this is right after the Tournament of Power. Brought back the universes, but then also apparently brought back not just the universes that were destroyed, but the other universes that were destroyed, which, the ones that were, I think it was like up to 13 or something like that.
Oh, so he ends up bringing back the universes that were destroyed previously,
Yes.
before the tournament. Wow, the
And then what's worse is that there's a universe 0.
Oh boy.
And of course, it just looks like there's gonna be problems because somehow Frieza joined up with one of the the previously deleted universes and became a god of its destruction for that universe. And literally at the same time while all that's happening, I am seeing part where Whis is like, "Oh, Goku, let me talk with you for a second. Let me talk with you." Like mafia styled, like, "Let me talk with you." Takes him somewhere. We don't know. 2 pages later, I see him chained up in God knows where. Him going, "Wait, you could have done it. Why did you do this?" Like, oh my god, why?
Even fan writers have gotta do that.
Like,
And
what's
also,
with this chaining Goku up?
I don't know,
Do
but
they just want to see Kakarot? Do people just do they just want to delete Goku and just have Kakarot have a villain Goku basically?
yeah, I mean, we already got that like more than once.
Are you guys talking about? Yes, I am talking about Kakume.
Oh, so Kevin, long time no see.
Kevin got it. Oh my god, he got it. Welcome back, Kevin. I'm glad that you came back after I'm like kind of like talking about Kakume for a bit.
Welcome, Kevin. Welcome. I'm glad to
But yes,
see you in the chat.
the art is good. It's just like the writing kind of feels off for me.
Oh man. Well,
Until we get to Sadala.
Well, the first problem was trying to eat more than they could chew in terms of story, but that's neither here or there. All right. So back onto Daima. So after the gang successfully managed to trick and what's the word I'm looking for? Evade the. I want to call it the. I don't know why I can say the menagerie, but that's not what they're called. I was gonna look up. Why are they called that? Their names just it sounds so. Wow, what's their called the Minjanari, right? Mijanari,
I think so. Also, Kevin, I completely agree. I very much agree. The characterization for Goku, it's always the fact that Goku snapping is what makes it off for me.
We gotta see Goku at his maddest. That's the only way. That's character development. Can't have him happy. F Goku. Don't make him happy. We gotta keep him.
Let's give him the Spider-Man treatment.
Exactly. Gendemari. There you go. Gendemari.
No more wives. No more children. No more family.
But having an affair with Whis' sister. I'm sorry, I just can't stop thinking about that stupid being. Like, oh my god. All right. So the Gendemari leave. Goku finish pooping behind the bushes, and I'm gonna defend Goku here for a second. Okay, so after he comes back, Pansy asks, hey, why don't you wash your hands? Like Goku says, I don't wash my hands. Now, I'm gonna ignore the fact that man may have not been, at least if Chi-Chi's not there, that man may have not been washing his hands all this time for as long as he lived. I'm gonna ignore that. I'm just gonna simply say, I'm gonna simply say that where would Goku wash his hands? There was no river. There was nothing on the ship or what they had in order for him to clean his hands. So, so she, as much as she's getting after him, there's nothing he could do. There's nothing to clean, and they didn't offer him anything to clean with except toilet paper. So, if anything, it's on her for not giving Goku something to clean his hands with. That's
That man is
that's my only defense.
still nasty. He's still nasty though.
Yeah, it's just Goku's canonically disgusting. Are we surprised? No. I'm just for this specific instance, he has no means to clean his hands. Not even.
Yep, it's a very hack thing to do.
Hey, she offered him the toilet paper, and she should have offered him like a wet towel or something, or here, wash your hands with this. Anyways, so after ships are repaired and the luggage is dropped off in order to fix the weight issue, they resume their adventure, and at what night falls, they go and make camp inside a cave, and where we have the encounter with the Minotaur. An actual.
Oh wait, before that.
Oh, that's
we
right.
have the part where we kind of start getting that Shin is correct on his assumption that there is something happening.
That's right. Oh, actually, that comes actually at the night of the camp. So far, we just got speculation, and I'll go ahead and put this in. We come at the as they're camping. Gloria wakes up in the middle of the night, in which it is revealed, dun dun dun, that he's actually secretly working for Dr. Arensu. And I think Shin, and I know Shin technically was awake, but did he actually hear the whole conversation? Or I think he also got waken up by Gloria walking.
He was just fake sleeping. I don't think he heard the conversation. Possibly did. Who knows?
With those big ears,
he definitely suspected that Gloria was up.
With those big ears, you would think you would be able to hear better.
Damn.
Well, they're all have big ears, so I don't know. Any case. So yes, it's her. So I was actually caught surprised, not that he's working for one of the antagonists, but that this early on they're showing their hand of that Glorio is in fact working with one of the antagonists, and that he has alternative goals for what he's trying to accomplish. So in my mind, I'm thinking, all right, they're doing it this early, which means more than likely Glorio might have a redemption arc coming in if they're showing this early that he's working for one of the villains.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that he's gonna be getting a redemption arc, or do you think them actually might do something different?
I think it might be a little bit. They're probably showing the hand early, but it might be a little bit later. His redemption arc. We don't really know his motives of why he's working with Arensu.
That is true.
Just like any motives in general.
That is true. For all we know, he could just be a double agent.
I wouldn't even go that far. To me, he just seems like a guy that, for now, doesn't have a real goal. So he's just doing his job.
That could be it. And because you don't know much about him, it could be that he's always done this for Dr. Arensu. So for him, this is just pretty normal. And Kevin also brings up this comment. He says, Gloria doesn't seem evil. He might have a somewhat understandable motivation for working with Arensu. The possibility is there, so it's too early to draw the conclusions, but we can say that there is a possibility in which whatever her goals that he needs to fulfill may come in conflict with Goku's goals. But in the meantime, But in the meantime, they are so far working together, particularly in trying to collect the Daima Dragon Balls. But hold off on there because we actually do get one of the more. It's not really a fight. It was not really an equal fight, but we do get a showdown between Goku and Glorio. After well, first the Minotaur wakes them, and I think who was it? I think yeah, Goku and Glorio were arguing about who gets to fight it, and so we're like, well, why don't we have a fight right now to see who can fight this thing?
Basically,
Let's have a fight to see who would fight the Minotaur.
my favorite thing is like the Minotaur in mid, like almost sun up. He's like, are they ignoring me?
Yeah, pretty much. To be honest, I was kind of hoping the Minotaur would join them. This is more comedic relief and still work as like a muscle character, but I'm pretty sure he's just there for that one joke. But still, that would be nice. So that'd be cool to have like a monster character join the party. I don't know. I thought that's what they were going with, like kind of going the cowardly lion route, like from Wizard of Oz.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, which that would have been a fun dynamic, but if he's just there for this episode, then that's fine. Ultimately he's there to serve as a punchline. He guys says, "Think you're stronger than me?" Says Glorio. Goku. Well, I don't want to brag. I do. Oh man, I do like that. I do. The kind of the fanboy in me is loving the fact that as Goku is strongly getting used to his body and powers and the world that he's in, that eventually, he's gonna show off just more how strong he is, and it's gonna reach that point, like I said earlier in the stream, that he's gonna be so strong that no villains is gonna actually match him, and it's just gonna be a straight whatever conflict that happens in the final part of the show, he will just steamroll it because he's finally at full strength. That probably won't happen, but is that fanboy in me? You want to see Goku like so strong they just beats everyone in one punch, which they probably won't do. But this moment, this little conflict between Glorio and Goku, you get a little bit of that, where Goku's kind of testing how strong Glorio is, and then it's like, oh yeah, that little lightning thing, that's pretty cool. Okay, now watch this, and then he turns Super Saiyan, and just like overpowers Glorio with just his presence. Oh man. Ghetto says, do we know how many episodes this is running? I do not know.
I've been trying to look that up and I haven't seen any answer.
Yeah, so who knows how long the show is planned for.
I'm hoping at least 24.
Yeah, it could be
who knows?
24, 28. That tends to be the amount of episodes typically made for a season of anime. So safe bet, we'll especially at the pace they're going, probably 24 episodes.
Kevin says it's 20 episodes.
Oh. All right. Well, that's wonder you know what, that sounds about right. Doesn't it? Says about right. Again, reasonable amount of time for a season of anime. So yeah, so the show won't be going on for too long. Not like gonna be another big long, multi-season show, which is good.
Yeah.
Keep it at a good concise pace. It also says that makes sense. Animation is too good to keep up for 50.
Oh my god, I am just loving this animation. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. It is. Every episode is just great to look at, and you know what? you know what? Well, first off, I don't think there should be more Dragon Ball content after this because Toriyama is passed away. But if Toei needs to,
Well,
it needs to just either movies or like short season animes and give the animators all the budget. How much money? All of it, just so we can have this nice looking animation. Learn the mistakes from Super.
oh, here's the if I remember, let me see who was his. Well, I keep forgetting or not forgetting, but I keep misremembering the name. Oh
Oh,
yeah, it was Toyotaro.
oh yeah, the artist for the Super manga.
If I'm correct, I think he's gonna continue on with the super mangas. Yeah, actually, yeah. Kevin just confirmed it with me. Toyotaro is still the super manga, so you can at least expect the Moro and Granola arcs at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if we eventually get a remake of the original series.
I wouldn't mind that. Now the question is though, uh, do we get the proper manga colors or no? Like, do we get proper purple hair Boma, or do we gotta keep it blue? Keep it blue for the marketing. That's the
Hell, even like the games don't understand this because I think it was in the sparking whenever you press on the girl talk, they'll what on Trunks they reference how the future Trunks has blue. Oh wait, no, purple hair. Yeah, purple hair, and present day Trunks has blue hair.
hold on.
So
Ghetto's making a reference to Path to Power, and I don't know nothing in my head. I'm trying to figure out nothing. I can't figure out what that is. Oh, that's right. Okay, I looked it up. That's right. It's a Path to Power. That was basically it's a film. It's a film adaptation of the first arc. That's right. Let's see. Kevin says, "Well, the first episode of Daima had the Busai modes adapted quite faithfully from the manga." Oh, that's right. It did. It did have that. Although, even if Gohan did look a little weird standing next to Super Boo. Back to the show though. So we have the very short, not even a fight, but just the
sparring
conference.
match.
Not even just a dick measuring contest between Glorio and Goku.
Yeah.
Goku, despite his size, shows that he indeed has the biggest monkey. And that's the end. That's the end of it. They leave the cave and off to the next episode. So we're now all right. We're nearing the end of our discussion for this stream, where I currently am at, and I will have to find some other way to watch episode 8 because that's currently what the oh god. Man, you really pull all that thunder out of me, thinking I was up to date.
I'm sorry, but like I was just like
like
confusing myself. Like, did this happen in 7 or 8? Let me double check.
like it's one of those things where the first time, okay, fine, my mistake. But the fact that I tried to rectify that mistake and I end up still making the same mistake, it just hurts me.
Well, like my question is like, were you not able? Let me see. How does it look like in Netflix?
I know Netflix is an episode behind from the fan subbers. But like I
But like
said,
that's the thing.
but no, hold on. But the thing is, I actually did go to a proper fan sub that is up to date, but the site that I went to didn't have episode 8 up. So I assumed
Oh,
that okay, maybe there was something happened in the schedule and episode 8 didn't come out this week.
I see.
Yeah, so it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I said, I learned my mistake only just to make another mistake.
You see, that's the thing. Like, if it says episode 7 in Netflix and your alternate site says episode 7, then most likely it's still a episode. You're still an episode behind,
I know. Guys, it's the bottom line is you played yourself. I did.
basically.
I did. You know what, Jack? When this is over, you give me what you use so that this will not happen again, and I can finally
All right.
be at the cool kids table. All the cool kids watching Daima. Who? Oh man. All right, we'll talk about episode 7 a bit, but I keep trying to bug my little brother. He'll be like, "Yo, you watching Daima? Are you watching Daima?" And he goes, "I mean, it's like no." I was like, I'll watch it soon. He's trying to pestering him, and I'm like, he's like, you watch all of Super, yeah, you can't watch Daima. Then I realized, oh crap. What if he's one of those fans? The thing Kevin mentioned earlier in the chat. What if he's one of the fans that really just wants the? He's one of those Z fans and Super fans that really just wants the action and not really there for the adventure.
Oh no.
Where have I raised you wrong? I thought you knew what's the real appeal of Dragon Ball. You know what? That's what I get. That's what I get for allowing him to get most of his Dragon Ball information from Xenoverse 2.
Damn.
That's on me.
Yeah, that's true.
That's on me. Gonna have to bully him, or you know what? Just be like, no, we're watching it together. You and me in front of the TV because you can't do it yourself. Yeah,
Like,
that's a
but
whole.
I got something planned. No, cancel your plans. We're watching it now.
Yeah, I had to metaphorically hold your hand while we watch this because you can't do it yourself, even though you have all the time in the world. All right. Episode 7, our final episode for the stream, and that episode, and we start off. We go back to Earth, and we do get another humorous moment where Boma makes a ship able to travel to the demon world. Everyone gets on it ready to head to space. Only again a recurring joke of ships crashing within these first 7 episodes. In both planes, Goku's bitten, they crashed, and now Boma's new plane crashes as well, and she can't figure out why. And luckily, coincidentally, Hibasu.
Oh, actually, she does know why.
But
the problem is,
oh, that's right. She has to use an element that doesn't exist on Earth.
Yep.
Boma's just that smart. She recognizes that, oh, this is not an element on the periodic table. So thinking it's gonna be another long delay for them to lift off, Hibasu arrives just in time to take Vegeta, Piccolo, and Kabuto. Did he join them as well?
Bulma.
Oh, I'll say Kabuto, Kibito. What am I doing? Oh, that's right. Kibito stays on the lookout. So it's Vegeta, Piccolo, and Bulma. Man, Bulma just wants to be in all the adventures. No matter how old she is, she's got to be in the action.
Hey, I can't wait.
I mean, it's in her blood.
The interaction between her and Pansy.
Kevin, don't call me no casual. You need to tell Kibito and Kabuto, they're like similar names. They have.
I was thinking of the Pokemon.
That doesn't matter. They're so similar, and depending on how you want to pronounce it, they can sound similar. Don't you be putting that on me. Put on me. I was a casual Naruto fan like 10 years. Is it? No, not even. Good lord, 15 years ago. I'm not even a fan at all. Anyways. Oh, Duncan-san says, at least recognize that you are at least in part to blame. Regards to her little brother. Alright, so Vegeta, Piccolo, and Bulma are on their way to Daiba. And so I look forward to them finally meeting up, and we can have the full crew as we on the adventure. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, the group with Goku have to deal with again the Genda Maria again, and I believe this time this is the ones where they had to have a little dogfight with them. Correct? In this episode.
Yes, but also I kind of wanted to ask,
Yes.
uh, that one part where they're talking about their emergency rations, and it looks like a ball of poop. Goku eats it happily because Goku eats anything. And apparently one dumpling is 2 weeks of food.
Oh, that's right.
Isn't that technically a reference to the sensu bean, how it used to be?
Um, you
Because
know,
wasn't the sensu bean initially just a meal replacement?
it was a knee replacement in the beginning, but if it I don't know how long it's supposed to be. Let me double check that. You most likely right, but I just want to confirm. So let me just double check. Let's see.
The fact that this kid like literally inflates like a balloon just from one dumpling, and then the second one, oh my god.
Okay, um, so according to original Dragon Ball, when they were first used, the sensu bean could keep a person full for 10 days, so not quite 2 weeks.
Pretty close though. Like that is, what if they keep the dumplings? Eventually they'll have that magical property.
The dumplings eventually turn into your Phoenix Downs, basically. Oh no, Phoenix. You get what I mean. The full on revival. I mean, that could happen. Although Kevin does he does give a critique of his. He says what he doesn't like is how in the series so far is that they're doing the Goku is hungry joke so far in every episode.
That is true.
I think you know what that is fair enough. It is a common joke, and I think back to original Dragon Ball. Not every episode always has to deal with him being hungry, so that could definitely be seen as them definitely overusing a joke at best, and at worst maybe a slight flanderization of how Goku's kid personality used to be. Like in the original show he was definitely hungry a lot, but that wasn't always an aspect in every episode. So that's a minor flaw, and eventually they'll have to stop. They'll have to stop doing the joke, or at the very least, you'll just see Goku eating all the time as just like as characters are talking about something. So
Going back to what you were saying before, but yes, the Genda Marie, they did end up stopping them again for another surprise inspection, and it was literally the same ones from before.
That's right.
This time, of course, they had Goku in the cargo, which was a problem for them because Goku is wanted. Not them, but Goku.
That's right, for beating them up back in episode 4. No wait, yeah, 4.
3.
No, it's 4.
Yeah, 3.
No, it was episode 4, right?
Oh no, you're right.
Yeah. And I forget how did they get away with that? I forget. Or they didn't know. They didn't, right?
Initially, they were about to. Because Goku was surprisingly able to use his instant transmission at that point.
Oh yeah, which I'm not gonna. I kind of forgot he could do that. I always forget he could do that.
My. Because like
I'm just like
they were basically saying like, how did you do that? Like, oh yeah, I could teleport, which was just basically them saying like, yeah, instant transmission, just going between people to people.
I just realized I just did a Toriyama moment of like I literally forgetting an important thing a character can do. Yeah, oh man. But that's right. He does the instant transmission, and but they still end up having to fight. And I would say it was, as Kevin is pointed out too, it was I forgot that Shin could fight, and so it was nice to actually see him be useful. full as he's just for the
Yeah.
first time. He's just not.
Not even the Boo Saga, damn.
Yeah, not even the Boo Saga where. Hold on. Do I still have that image? Hold on.
Oh, the
Yeah.
freaking smug
Yeah,
shin.
right there. You know, back when we used to think, oh man, look at this guy. I'm sure he's going to, you know, be a big player in this new saga. Look at him. Don't you just see him main character status? Anyways,
Yep.
get rid of Shin. Get rid of his undeserved smugness.
Now put him in the top right corner, just like kind of small.
Nope, that I already did that joke. Like we're not repeating that
Aw.
joke. So they beat up the Gundam the Gundam RV. I don't know why I want to keep. I'll get used to it. They beat them up, and then we see, and I think at this point they're pretty much are close to. It feels like we're getting close to leaving the third demon world, and I say that only because after that's over, and Pansy shows off the collar on her that that pretty much traps her, and she talks about what the collar do not what I guess what it does, but her
What it can do, and what it's like.
yeah, and her feelings on the matter, and also we learn Supreme Kai's real name, which is not Supreme Kai, and is not Shin. It's your turn.
Nahade.
There you go, Nahade. I prefer Shin, but there you go.
That's my favorite part. Is Goku's like, all right, well, let me try to use your name. He's like, all right, Nahade. And both of them look so uncomfortable with it. He's like, yeah, it doesn't sound right. Let's just go back to Supreme Kai.
Yeah, which that makes sense because that's what he knows him as. And in Goku and Supreme Kai, they're not tight like that. They'll be like, you can call me this. Like, no, I'll just call you by your title.
No, you can't say that. You can't say that word.
You're not fruity enough.
You're not fruity enough. Damn. Oh, I see.
So, and Supreme Kai, he also goes on to destroy Pansy's collar, thus enabling her to travel freely between the demon worlds. So we saw that solution, which wasn't a big problem to begin with, to be perfectly honest. But it's for world building to understand what's going on in the third demon world. And then also I want to highlight Hebus again, and just number one, that guy is would the right word to be diva? Would that be the right word to use?
Yeah.
He is very much a diva, and I do love and I relate to the fact that once he came back home, he was so ready to go to the salon or the beauty parlor.
Yeah, to get ready for their date.
Exactly, and only be told, okay, now take Goku's friends to Goku. He's like, okay.
But hey, the best thing though is, okay, it sucks when that happens to you.
Yeah,
but this boss, basically this king, is such an amazing, like, if you had a king, this is the type of king you would want to work under, because this man's like, all right, we'll give you whatever wine that we have in our personal inventory. It's like, make sure it's this one. Done. We'll give it to you.
Oh man. Well, I mean, and also, Hebus has the bargaining power here, because he needs Goku's friends to be taken to where Goku is, so he can literally ask for whatever he wants.
But even then, like, you think that that's how it would work in the real world, because like, well, you already know how it feels like.
Well, you gotta
basically have a job, and your employer's like, all right, you have to do this. But I don't want to. It's already over my time limit. Yeah, but you're going to. Well, maybe I don't want to be here anymore. All right, bet. And they fire you on the spot. And they'll worry about the consequences later. This guy did not say that. He's just like, all right, bet. Here, have some wine.
Because he
Have a
negotiated.
free hotel.
That's because he negotiated and had leverage. That's what you gotta do to
Even
make
when
it
you
this
have
world.
leverage, people nowadays don't have common sense.
Because you
There
gotta.
was literally a CEO just happened recently. He fired 90% of his employees because they didn't came into a online meeting that could have been an email.
Well, then that. Well, the good thing is that those employees will definitely have a better boss in their next employment. They don't have to deal with. If anything, it's a blessing in disguise. Also, Ken points out that that the Kanda, I think it's his name, right? Kanda. Kadan, no, Kadan. Yes, you're right, Kadan. That guy handed over his daughter at the first favor. I mean, well, he can always make another one. So, what's another 85 years in the world of the demons? You gotta think like a king.
Like, think about what you're doing. What's 85 more years?
Yeah, but how long they live? Yeah, what is 85 more years? It's nothing.
What was that one? I can't really do it one-to-one with the Invincible scene where he's just like, 18 more years, have another kid.
All right, like see, so yeah, Hibis now has to take the rest of the rest of the group to Goku and Goku, Glorio, Hanzi, and Shin arrive at a village where they hold the third world Dragon Ball. And one thing that we neglected to mention is kind of the big
Obstacle.
thank you, that's the best word, obstacles for Daima. So in previous Dragon Ball shows, the obstacle getting the Dragon Balls was just trying to find them in the first place, because either they're in some far remote area of the earth, or a villain has them, or sometimes not a conflict at all, and everyone can just find them pretty easily, as was shown in Z later on. Of course, and then we have the Namekian Dragon Balls, where you have to do with all of Frieza's army and that invasion and trying to find these big old Dragon Balls. And then you have Super, where you have the big Super Dragon Balls, which I actually never saw those episodes. I don't know how that actually went. Maybe you could fill me on that.
With the Super Dragon Balls, they only exist in Universe 6 and 7, and I say it like that because these Dragon Balls will spread across both of those universes. So there's only 7 of them. But they all have a 50-50 chance of just going into Universe 6 or 7. And depending on how long it takes someone to find them, it could be forever, because usually, if like when it came to Super, it took Champa so long to find them, mostly because these balls are so big, they have their own gravitational pull. So eventually they get stuck with a bunch of dirt debris from space that they basically look like giant planets.
All right, but now this
So
time
you would have to destroy it and check to see if that planet has the Dragon Ball.
Okay. Well, now this time the obstacle in trying to get these Dragon Balls is that Goku will have to defeat the guardians of the Dragon Balls, the Tamagamis, the incredible, the invincible, the powerful Tamagami guardians of the Dragon Balls that was created by their creator of the Daima Dragon Balls. What's that Namekian's name?
That one I don't know, but I just know that he was really, really hungry for eggs that day.
Exactly. I think his name was Neva, maybe.
Never, never, never.
Don't you be singing Taylor Swift in this stream, or, or I'll ban you to the next dimension.
Oh my god, it was never.
Nailed it. And all right, like Ghetto says, when they summon Super Shenron, they just took a PNG of Super Shenron tried to make him bigger. Hey man, when you gotta cut corners. So now you've seen episode 8, so you already know of what that's gonna be, but we won't be discussing that because by the time Goku properly challenges a Tamagami, that's when episode 7 ends. And I'm looking forward to seeing how not only how powerful that these guardians are, but as well, just excited to see what kind of cool fight that they will bring with these automatons. And I'm trying to, and it's a fairly straightforward obstacle. And when you think about it, it's kind of like it's in a way it's kind of like how you progress in like in an RPG. You gotta go through. You gotta collect this. You gotta collect the 7 magical items, each of them protected by the Guardian. Between these 3 worlds, and you and your party have to travel. I mean, Dragon Ball Daima is basically an RPG. The more and more as we go through this, I wonder. It just occurred to me. I wonder if after everyone meets up, I wonder if in order to cover more ground, you have 2 groups led by Goku and Vegeta as they go to the different Tamagamis, and so you have Goku.
I mean,
I wonder if they'll do that.
It's not really needed because, and this is not even a spoiler because it was already shown in the very beginning. It was just kind of like not really said out loud. There's only 3 Tamagamis.
Oh, that's right. I was thinking there was one for each Dragon Ball, but no, there is like
in this one, there's only 3 Dragon Balls they have to carry. They have to grab, and it's from every demon world. So there's 3 demon worlds. That's what they had to do.
Oh, okay, I see. I think there's 3 in the first demon world, 3 in the second, only 1 in the third, right?
Nope.
Oh, it's just 3 in each, so 9 in total.
That's what I said. There's only 3 Dragon Balls.
Okay, I just assumed that there were 7 because that tends to be the number.
No, not in this moment. This time.
Yeah, I must have misinterpreted that information. Regardless, I do look forward to the. Oh, that would have been cool. But I guess it would also been that would have made a longer show if they had to like fight 7 different Tamagamis each in the span of 20 episodes. They'll be kind of rushing by that point. And Kevin does appropriately mentions the Dragon Quest and Chrono Trigger influence, which those which for those specific 2 examples, that is not a coincidence, as both of those games are heavily involved by Kira Toriyama. I remember, actually, unrelated. Jack, have you played Chrono Trigger?
I have not.
You gotta fix that, man. Actually, when's the last traditional JRPG that you played on your own? On your
JRPG?
Own? Yeah, traditional JRPG.
Persona 5, I think.
How long ago was that?
I would say 2 years ago.
Okay.
When I finished the first time.
And that was the original or Royale?
Royale.
Oh, okay. All right, then that means we gotta fix that. We gotta fix that. Well, no, you already do own several. Didn't I give gift you Xenoblade at one point?
Yes, and I still have it. Just haven't had the time to play it
Pl-
because
Play it
of
over,
all the other games.
play it over Christmas. Forget all those games. Forget them. They don't exist. Go straight to Xenoblade. It's not technically traditional, but you played MMO, so it will feel traditional to you.
That just makes it less inclined to play.
It just in the
But, you know,
just in the combat, and by that I mean there's auto attacking, and that's about and you pick different, and the strategy is all about positioning your party around your opponent and using specific and special moves for specific circumstances.
no, yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, as Dunkel-san says, yes, List did have a great year this year. Very much so.
When did they release this year? Oh, that's right, Metaphor. I want to.
And P3 Reloaded.
I forgot that was this year. I want to try Metaphor when. Oh, it's right. SMT5 Vengeance. I'm kind of miffed. I thought Vengeance was like a sequel to 5, like its own sub series, but no, Vengeance is like is basically like how is just a redo of 5, and now I'm upset because I haven't touched 5, and I'm gonna be like, oh great, am I to? It's like should I got 5 right on my Switch, which I haven't touched. Is that game now useless because I gotta play Vengeance? I hate when Alice does that. Whatever, I'll just play original 5, and I don't know, and not make it
You
a
won't
big
get
deal.
different endings, though. I'm assuming there's probably going to be a different ending of some sort.
I don't know what the differences are. All I do know is that apparently SMT5 was like kind of hardcore fans were like
Parkour.
they were disappointed from what I understand. I don't know how true that is. Anyways, um going back going back on topic. So end of the so yeah, we talked about the end of the episode. Anything else I'm trying to remember what happened in episode 7 that I'm overlooking? Kind of looking at a synopsis, but I don't think I am. I don't think I am. Just next week when we have I'll be a more shorter discussion on Daima. Well, we talk about we'll be talking about episodes 8 and 9, and I'll have I'll be excited to see how the Tamagami fight goes. I am so tempted to want to call them Tamagotchi. I'm so tempted to call them Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchis.
But I know that's not what
Oh
they're
my
called.
god, that's why they're called Tamagotchi. So it's a mix of Tomodachi, Tomodachi, which is friend, and Tamago, which is egg. It's an egg friend.
Friend.
Oh my god, it took me this long to realize that.
Puns. You gotta love them puns.
Japan really does love their puns.
Toriyama loves his puns.
What is Tamagami? Is it just literally egg people?
Eggman?
Does Gami mean man? Let me find out.
Find out.
Gami.
Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Daima. But while I was looking that up, yeah, I'll say that will be an end to the Dragon Ball Daima discussion. I am glad to see, as everyone's shown in the chat, that we are all very excited and happy with the way the show is going, and so far, technically 8 episodes in, but 7 episodes that I have seen. It is refreshing and exciting to not only begin a new Dragon Ball series, but one that has started off so greatly on the right foot. Very much contrasting to when Super started all those years ago, which left a bad taste in many of fans' memories. So I'm glad that they're not repeating that mistake, and that Toei is putting extra care into making sure that every episode delivers in terms of animation, storytelling, and just general excitement for what's going to happen next, like any good show should do. And with that, we're going to get rid of this text, and we are right at the end of the show, and into any quick announcements that we have. So, Jack, anything you would like to announce until the next episode of the JAC Show?
Let's see. Oh, thank you, Dunkelzon. Apparently, Gami just is another way to refer to gods. So it's the egg god. Egg. But other than that, tomorrow there won't be any streams. Tomorrow's not gonna be a stream because I'll be busy on that day. I don't think I'll have enough time to be able to stream. We'll see. We'll see. If I do stream, I'll let everyone know on my socials. As always, my socials are just JackVT on Twitter. And I'll also put it on Discord that I am live. Other than that, Thursday and Friday should be normal, and I think I'll be able to have more chances to be able to make videos or streams now as I am on break from my classes. Hopefully, I pass both of my classes. If I when I do, I'll be one step closer to finally finishing for my last semester.
And I have full confidence that you will. You work too hard to stop to stop at this point in your college career. And as
basically,
as for me, nothing new to announce. Still working on Saint Seiya project, which again is the first part. It's top priority for me to get that done. As you may have noticed, a majority of the video content that I have made over these past 5 years are now no longer available on the main channel. So it's now strictly just the HAC JAC Show and the old Jack's content that he can do whatever he wants with that. So again, it's a fresh, clean start. I'm still in the technically the transitioning from making content here on the HAC JAC Show to my own channel with the only hack. But I won't announce anything tangible as of yet, because I really do want to get Saint Seiya over and done with by this point. Other than that, we thank you guys for joining us for today's episode. We look forward to see you on the next one, and also thank you for humoring me as I brought along my saxophone and got to give you guys a nice quick performance of Jaka-Jan. If you'd like to hear me bring in more musical performances, short and sweet ones, don't hesitate to let me know, and I'll see what I can do. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and this is HAC and JAC. Sign off.
Good night, everyone.